What started as a war between two monsters ended with blood all over the Oval Office. After 5 seasons of chaos, betrayal, and some of the craziest superhero moments ever put on TV, The Boys finally came to an end with its explosive finale, Blood and Bone. And trust me, this episode did not hold back. Homelander and Billy Butcher promised each other a scorched earth ending back in season 3. This week, they finally delivered. But while some fan favorite characters met brutal endings, others surprisingly survived the apocalypse. So today, we're breaking down who lived, who died, and the shocking final fate of every major character in The Boys finale. Let's get into it. First up, Soldier Boy. Despite all the hype surrounding him this season, Soldier Boy barely appears in the finale at all. No epic comeback, no post-credit surprise, nothing. Once the credits roll, that's it. But here's the twist. He's still alive. The last time we saw Soldier Boy, he was locked away in cryostasis, frozen once again like some dangerous weapon waiting to be unleashed. And that's exactly where his story ends, for now. Sure, he's confirmed to appear in the upcoming prequel series Vought Rising, but in the present timeline of The Boys, Soldier Boy remains trapped, asleep, and completely out of the fight, for now. Meanwhile, the surviving students from Gen 5 escape the madness by fleeing to Canada with a truck full of refugees. Marie Moreau survives, Jordan Lee survives, Emma survives. And while fans expected Marie to unleash her full-blood powers against Homelander, that moment never came. The rest of the Gen Vi crew, including Kate and Sam, are mentioned to be hiding safely somewhere across the border. It's basically a quiet exit for characters many fans expected to play a much bigger role in the finale. Then comes Sister Sage. Honestly, she might have gotten the happiest ending out of everyone. After switching sides and helping the boys, Sage finally gets exactly what she always wanted: peace inside her own mind. Kimiko blasts her with a compound V-powered attack that destroys Sage's super intelligence, reducing her to a normal person for the first time in her life. And instead of panicking, Sage is thrilled. She literally walks away smiling, talking about going to Harry Potter World while everyone else prepares for the end of America. Only in The Boys could losing your powers become a happy ending, but not everyone gets off easy. One of the strangest deaths in the episode belongs to billionaire Gunter Van Ellis, an obvious parody of billionaire tech moguls obsessed with space and saving humanity. Homelander casually flies him into space and leaves him there to die. That's it. No dramatic speech, no emotional goodbye, just Homelander being Homelander. Then comes O Father, played by Daveed Diggs. His death is both horrifying and weirdly hilarious. Earlier in the episode, Ashley Barrett gifts him a reinforced ball gag that supposedly can survive his sonic scream powers. Later, during a fight against Hughie and Mother's Milk, forces the gag onto him mid-attack. The scream rebounds directly back into O Father's skull, and his head explodes instantly. Classic The Boys. But if there's one death fans are going to talk about for years, it's the Deep. Annie fights him near the ocean, and for a second, it looks like he might actually survive. But last episode already foreshadowed his fate after the destruction of marine life caused by the oil pipeline disaster. The moment the Deep touches the water, the sea turns against him. Fish swarm him, sea creatures surround him, and finally, a giant octopus tentacle tears through the back of his head while the creatures scream for revenge over Ambrosius, his octopus lover. Yes, that sentence is real, and somehow, it's still one of the most disturbing deaths in the entire show. Then there's Frenchie. Technically, he already died in the previous episode while distracting Homelander, but the finale gives him one last emotional moment through Kimiko's imagination. As she struggles to unleash her powers, she imagines Frenchie telling her something important. Her strength never came from rage, it came from her heart. That moment gives Kimiko the strength she needs for the final battle, and what happens next changes everything. Because finally, Homelander dies. And not just dies. He gets completely humiliated first. Kimiko's attack strips Homelander, Ryan, and Butcher of their powers. Suddenly, the most terrifying man on Earth becomes completely human. He tries to use laser vision. Nothing happens. He tries to fly. Instead, he awkwardly hops around like a scared child. And then Billy Butcher beats him down in front of the entire world, bleeding, crying, begging for mercy. The self-proclaimed god finally becomes what he always feared most, just a pathetic man. and Butcher ends it in the most brutal way imaginable, driving a crowbar through Homelander's skull before ripping the top of his head apart inside the Oval Office. After years of terror, Homelander's reign finally ends with absolute humiliation. But even after killing Homelander, the finale still had one more heartbreak left. Billy Butcher dies too. Not from cancer, not from his powers. Hughie kills him. After Butcher prepares to release the soup virus across the entire world, Hughie realizes there's no stopping him. The two fight, and just as Butcher seems ready to reconsider, Hughie shoots him. The final scene between them is devastating. Hughie holds Butcher's hand as sunlight pours into the room, ending the story of the man who started this entire war. Later, the boys hold a funeral for him, with the perfect epitaph written on his grave: "Oi, fuck off, you cunts." Honestly, there couldn't have been a more fitting ending, and surprisingly, the finale actually ends on a hopeful note. Mother's Milk reunites with his family. Ryan finally gets a chance at a normal life. Kimiko fulfills the dreams she once shared with Frenchie, and Huey and Annie prepare to raise a baby together. For the first time in the entire series, the world of the boys doesn't feel hopeless anymore. It feels human. After all the violence, corruption, and darkness, the show ends by reminding us that real heroes aren't gods. They're just people trying to do the right thing. And honestly, that might be the most shocking thing the boys ever did.